Wiley Digman.
How do you spell it?
WYLIEDIGMANN.
What first drew you to DJ?
My older brother first started DJing when he was in college up in Bismarck, North Dakota. And he asked me one night, hey, do you want to come see how I do things and what I do and everything? And I was, yeah, that sounds interesting. I'd love to. And so after that, I just fell in love with it instantly.
How long have you, and do you plan to DJ?
I've been DJing for 8 years now. Hopefully the rest of my life, however long that may be.
What equipment do you use and why?
Currently I use an American DJ mixer along with Rockville speakers and subs. Find them very easy to use. It's a very simple setup process and everything. Everything just works out well.
What would you say is the hardest part about DJing around South Dakota and Black Hills?
The hardest part would definitely have to be the difference in musical taste between whether it's at a bar / club or a wedding, because everybody has different tastes in what they enjoy listening to and whatnot, and so trying to make every event perfect for the client can be difficult sometimes, but it's also what makes it fun and interesting.
Now for that, what would you say would be the funnest part about DJing in the Black Hills?
Definitely the different venues and everything. Every venue offers something different, and so seeing what, like for weddings, what the bride and groom look for in a venue to go with the wedding and what they want from everything makes a lot of things fun, and also helps me realize and makes things extremely fun for me to see, okay, this person wants a country wedding, it's in a barn and they want the full country effect and feel for it and everything, or oh, it's at a hotel downtown so they can go bar hop afterward. Always what's interesting is to be able to read the people and see what they're looking for and everything.
So what would be your favorite venue or style, be it wedding, club, bar? Why would it be a favorite? Like, what is it about it? Is it the, branch out there?
My favorite would be like the wedding, whether it's country, hip hop. I prefer hip hop. It typically gets more people dancing, and the more people I see dancing, the better I feel I'm doing. It's just a lot more fun. Clubs are always just a drunken mess. Though they are fun, they're always just a drunken mess. But yeah, I prefer weddings. Weddings are funner. There's always a celebration.
What do you do to stay current on your music?
I'll go through and listen to top 10s for every genre that people request here in the Black Hills for weddings. So most of the time it's country or it's hip hop. And so I'll go through and I'll listen to the top 100 of each of those while I'm working on house projects or just hanging out relaxing, just to make sure I have all the newer hits that people enjoy.
How did you get your name out, and how do you get your name out? How do you market yourself?
I market myself by mainly using Facebook, because I have a lot of friends and family through there that know other people, and so I'll invite everyone to like the page, and then I'll say, hey, if you share this, I'll give you a hug next time I see you, and just like little incentives like that to family and friends to get my name out and share in with Facebook groups and marketing groups and stuff like that.
Has the COVID pandemic changed any of the ways that you go about DJing or getting business?
So COVID definitely impacted the business. We didn't see as many bookings this year as we expected, but it's a pandemic. You can't really do much. What I started doing during this was I would get messages for custom remixes for first dances and whatnot, and so I would charge people for that, as well as we're wearing masks at all events and trying to be as socially distanced as possible for it being a wedding.
Does DJing pay the bills? And if not, what do you do to make it between DJing gigs to keep your money flow coming in, side job or?
So my main job, I do apartment maintenance, so I'm always working with my hands, and while doing that I can sit and listen to music, so I can listen to the top hits to figure out what's new and what could work at weddings and whatnot. Other than that, I DJ on the side. I try to keep that off on the side, away from my main source of income. For now, if certain things pay out, it could be incorporated into main income.
It's like your final thought.
Trust the DJ. When in doubt, trust the DJ. They know music, they know how to do it. Otherwise, they want to be at whatever venue you are at. Trust them.
Alright, can you state your name and then spell it?
Tyler Stoser, Tyler, Stoeser. Had to think about it.
Thank you. Alright, Tyler, what was the first thing that drew you to DJing?
I had a bunch of DJs that were really good, and they taught me how to beat match and all of that. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be sitting here talking with you now.
So how long have you been DJing, and how long do you intend to?
Or was it 2008? I think it was 2008 actually. And when am I planning on stopping? I guess I don't know. When people quit dancing? I don't know.
What equipment do you use, and why do you use it?
Oh man, I've always been about Pioneer. It's just been the staple point for DJing for I don't know how many years, pretty much forever. Pioneer is just a great brand, you know. Never let me down. I couldn't see myself using anything else.
What is the hardest part about DJing the Black Hills?
Oh, you know, when it snows, it really sucks trying to get up to the hills. You know, it might take you a couple hours to get there, but always try to get there if I can.
What would you say the funnest part is when DJing?
Yeah, just interacting with the people, making people happy, and seeing return faces because they had a blast. You know, that's something I really enjoy. You meet people from all walks of life, and people you never thought you would have met, but there they are, you know. Make good friendships, and yeah.
If you had to pick between you got offered 5 jobs at once, and you had to pick one of them out of those kind of scenarios, what would you pick, and why? Like, why would you prefer that over the rest?
You know, it's kind of funny because I've had that, and been able to play here or there, and I'm actually right where I want to be. You know, at the Buffalo Bodega. You know, they had a couple places open up in Deadwood, and they tried to Skype me, and it's like, well, I'm right where I like to be. I like the people. I like the diversity of music. You know, it's not all just, you know, you get into a club and you're just playing just straight club hits or electronic music. If you're in an electronic club, then you're just playing electronic, you know. Or say you're in a hip hop bar or something, then you're just kind of stuck to that. In Deadwood, there's so many people from walks of life that you can bounce around from different genres and different venues, or not venues, but yeah.
See, how do you stay current with the music? Like, what are you doing to stay current with what's coming up and what people are gonna want?
Man, I'm such a horrible DJ for this because I don't know how I stay current. I guess I just listen with my ears. You know, I guess I'm always testing out new things on people in body language. You know, I'm watching body language. You can tell right away if people are gonna like a song or not. Probably within the first couple of seconds of the song, honestly. You know, try to pick good music. I guess you listen to other stuff that's been playing, and what people have liked in the past, and if it's kind of something that's similar to it, you know, there's a good chance they're gonna like it, or they might hate it. You never know.
What do you do to make sure that people know where you're gonna be and to get them to come there?
Man, once upon a time we used to always use flyers and whatnot to get people's attention, and then social media became such a much bigger thing, and obviously everybody uses it. It's a huge part of how you get out to people and let them know where you're going to be and connecting with them, and being somewhere all the time. People know that's where you're going to be. Like, say Halloween coming around, they know Cowboy's going to be up at the bodega. New Year's, staple points like that, people already know. But it's from prior advertisement, word of mouth, people like you and other people.
Has the COVID pandemic changed anything, the way you're DJing or how you're DJing? Pretty much has the pandemic changed the DJing atmosphere here in South Dakota?
Man, I'm so happy to be a South Dakotan. We didn't experience what everybody else is, and they're still experiencing it all around the country. We shut down for a little while there, and just because nobody really knew what was going on, and we were allowed to reopen, and we've been going hard ever since. As far as the bar nightlife, nothing's really changed for us there. Thankfully.
Is it business or friends and family? How do you feel it is? How's the atmosphere? With coworkers, I should say.
With coworkers? Oh man. I mean, like coworkers and just other DJs and like on all of it. It's definitely a family, It's definitely a family. Like, we get busy in walks of life, and when we get together, it's always a good time. There's always smiles and good times and joking around, and really grateful to have good people like that.
Or anything else you want to add? Anything you want to say?
I suck at interviews.
Please state your name and how you spell it.
Ryan Horan, RyanHoran.
What first drew you to DJing? What was, what started you wanting to get into DJing?
The first thought that I had, that I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I want to do this. Was a night out with all my friends, and watching the DJ play, and one that could do a good job, getting through the songs nicely. It was the artistry, I guess. It was the story he was telling. And I wanted to be that storyteller, I guess.
How long have you been DJing? And how long do you intend to DJ?
Okay. So, yeah. We'll say 15 years. 14, 15 years. And as long as I can stand. As long as I can function to play music, I'll play music.
What equipment do you use and why?
I use Tractor for the controller. I like it. It's user friendly. I know my way around it real well. I also use Mac. I got a MacBook Pro. The speed, you can put as much music on that thing as you want to, and it just stays going.
What's the hardest part about being a DJ that you feel in the Black Hills, South Dakota area?
Pleasing everybody, because you're not going to. Setup's probably the hardest. A good setup, if you're doing your own lighting rig, I think that would be the hardest thing.
What's the funnest part about being a DJ in this area, Black Hills, South Dakota area?
I'm gonna contradict myself. It's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing as the hardest. It's playing to the different genres of people, the music, going from downtown Rapid City to the Buffalo Chip. I mean, that's all kinds of different people at the Buffalo Chip. But that's the funnest, is being able to play for all these different people at the same time.
What is your favorite? Like, if you had a job all in the same day, 5 different choices, what would you pick out of that? Like, what would be your favorite one to pick? Wedding, a bar, a club, and why would that be?
Definitely a club. I'm real torn between. I've played it at Ignite, and when that was open, that was a really cool bar, and you were above everybody. So you're playing, and your music's going down, and the crowd's coming up, and the lights are doing this and that. But because I do it every year for 17 days, the rally, I could do the Buffalo Chip during the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally every day, every warm day.
How do you stay current on music in South Dakota? How do you know what people are going to be expecting at the clubs when they come there, or wherever else you're DJing at? How do you know that you're fresh, or at least current with what they're expecting out of you?
I get checked quite often, and I'm not 100%, but the people, the crowds that are around, we at Teddy's, we allow requests. If you want to hear something, I'm here to play for you. Come up here and tell me what you want to play, what you want me to play, and then if I don't have that song, I'll download it. Whether it's iTunes or wherever I got to buy it. And if I do have it, I'll play it and it'll be fun.
How do you attract people to you?
When I do shows, big shows, I'll do a lot. That's when I do 90% social media. As far as everything else, I just am very personable. I try to stay connected with the people coming in and out every weekend, and make them feel like they're part of my house. And they're welcome. Come eat, listen to my music, whatever.
Does DJing pay the bills, or do you have to do other things in order to stay, afloat financially here in the South Dakota area? Is DJing something that could pay the bills all the way?
In the right venue. I believe it could be in the right venue. It's risky, because how many nights a week are you going to get people out of their house to go dancing? I mean, maybe 5 days, 6 days. But for me, no, I've got a second job. I've got a day job. I've got a wife that works, and I get to enjoy DJing as not only a source of supplemental income, but it's a lot of fun. It's like playing with my friends every day, or every time I play, whether I got people up there or not. It's enjoyable.
All right. So if there are any up and coming people, or if somebody was to be watching you DJing and they got that, wow, I'm gonna do that. What are your tips? I mean, do it, don't do it. Maybe what's the best way about going if you are actually interested in DJing, especially in this area of the Black Hills?
Set apart 4 or 5 hours a day just to play, with your headphones on, with music, whatever. If you're gonna do it, be real about it. I mean, it's how did he say it? Anybody can DJ. Pat your head and rub your stomach. You can push some buttons. I can start and stop a song. Anybody can start and stop a song. But if you want to stand out as a DJ, and if you want to do anything in the community, if you want people to look at you and say, yes, I want you to do my venue. Yes, I want you to come to my wedding. Yes, I want you to come to my house party. If you want to be that kind of a DJ that gets to do things, you've got to play every day. And usually I do.